Hello everybody and welcome back to another full deck challenge, which is the weekly challenge run by Shana at Shana Art, where we alter a playing card in response to a prompt. Now, a prompt this week is stars. And the minute I heard this on Shana's video last week, some song lyrics came to mind. And these are from a Coldplay song called Yellow. And these are the opening lines. And it says, "Look at the stars. Look how they shine for you." And so that's my inspiration for my card this week. And these lyrics are going to be on my card because that's going to be my carryover this week. Last week I had a little quote here. Or a little sentiment, and so this week I'm going to have another little sentiment as well. I will find a button because a button is my constant item. I'm not quite sure how this is going to go yet, but I have some scraps of just very plain ordinary paper here off my desk, and I'm going to put some collage down as a base to start. So do sit back, relax and enjoy. So that very simple collage has dried. Now this, you see that's the darkest blue acrylic paint that I actually have. And so what I've done is to mix it with just a little bit of black. And I'm hoping that's going to be, yeah, that's nice and dark. So that's like what I would call almost like a navy blue now. And I'm going to paint the whole of my card with that. I'm going to try and leave. I was very aware last week after I finished filming. I got so carried away. I covered up the number on my card. So try and remember to leave it this week. There we go. So I'm going to cover my whole card in this colour. And probably needless to say, but that I will, I'm using that to represent the night sky. Ooh. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to dry that off, and then I'm going to get out my silver paint. I'm going to water it down a little bit, and I'm going to put some splatters on there. I'm just going to put a little bit of, I don't want that white showing. There we go. We can just about see the number still. I'm going to get my silver paint out and I'm going to water it down, and I'm going to put some splatters on this card to represent the stars, because I showed you that quote, but I've also had a rummage around in my box of images of people. And I found this gorgeous little picture of this little girl, and I don't know what it was looking at originally. It's come from a magazine, but I want to use her and pop her probably down here, looking up at the stars with the little quote. So let's get this dried off, and we'll take it from there. Okay, so the paint's dried on my little on my song lyrics, and just going to put a little bit of glue on the back there and get these on. I thought that the button quite nicely represented the moon there, and I'm going to put these down at the bottom. And I know, you know, when you think about traditional balance and things, they probably should be at the top if you're looking, you know, visually. But I wanted to keep this sky really uncluttered, just so that you can see the stars. You know, I'm saying, look at the stars, see how they shine for you. And I love the sort of the look of wonder on this little girl's face, and it's something we often see here. We're fortunate enough to live in a very rural area where there is no light pollution, and a lot of guests who come and stay with us live in inner cities where you don't see the stars. And here we have this wonderful huge sky where you are able to see the Milky Way, you're able to see lots of different constellations. And so this really resonates with me. You know, look at those stars and see how they shine for you. I think I am going to do is just to put a little bit of an outline just along the edge of this quote, sort of like a border, give it just a little bit more definition here. There we go. So fairly simple this week in response to a prompt of star or stars, inspired by the song lyrics from Coldplay. Look at the stars, look how they shine for you. And living in that dark sky area, the stars are part of our everyday lives. All right, I hope that's been fun to watch, guys. Thank you very much for joining me again. Do check out Shana at Shana Kiat, who runs this full deck challenge, and why not join in? But for now, I'll be back on Sunday with Scrap Busting Sunday. For now, ka kite anō.